Welcome back class. So we were studying about the DC analysis of the BJTs. And last time we learned about that how we can solve the complex circuit, that if you have the parallel biasing at the base, then how we can solve that for the DC analysis. Now we are actually moving towards the AC analysis. Like if you have two signals, okay, the DC and AC. Okay, so far we have just learned that we have DC signal here. So this DC signal is basically used for the breaking of this junction, okay, base emitter junction, to make it forward biased. So in the diode time also we have learned that we could also have AC signal here, okay, along with DC signal. So it was like this one, that this DC signal is used for the forward bias, and then the AC signal is basically on top of that, okay, residing on top of that. So this is the average value of that. Okay, so this is actually called superposition. So if we want to perform the analysis of a BJT with an AC input, so basically we have to use the superposition technique. Superposition technique is, first you use only DC input and get the output. Second is use the AC input and get the output, and then we can combine both of them. Okay, so how we can get the output using DC, we have already learned that. Okay, that if you have the DC input, we calculate IB here, we calculate IC here, we calculate VC here using that input minus IC into RC. We can calculate I and so on, okay, the other things. Now if we have an AC, okay, then how we can do that? Okay, so for the AC case, we know that like here we have the base current. So basically this base current will be two part, the DC base current and the AC base current, right? And similarly this collector current, it will have two parts, the DC current and the AC current. Okay, so we can calculate like each one of them, okay, using, like, if we just apply the Kirchhoff voltage law here, we know that like here now the input is what, VBB plus Vn, so it will be equal to the drop here plus the base emitter voltage drop, okay, general equation. And then we can go for like the VCC here, if we apply the KVL in this loop, so VCC, okay, so like you start here minus VCC plus IC into RC plus VCE is equal to 0, or VCC will be equal to this one. Okay, just apply the KVL here and we can calculate the other things. Okay, now for the DC analysis, so basically we try to get the DC Q point, quality point. Okay, so for that we do two things. We short circuit any AC voltage source and open circuit any current source. Okay, if we have voltage source, short circuit; if we have current source, open circuit, and get the DC Q point. Okay, for the AC analysis, okay, we use two methods, graphical method and equivalent circuit method, for small signal analysis. So small signal analysis is basically called as AC analysis. Okay, so we are going to learn for both of them. Okay, so for example, if you want to get the Q point for the base emitter junction, we know that's a diode, and for the diode we know that if we just put like the base emitter voltage is equal to 0, we could get 1 point here. If we put the current is equal to 0, the current is equal to 0, if we put, we can get point here. If we put this voltage is equal to 0, we can get point here, and we can get the Q point for this case. Similarly, if we go for the collector emitter case, we know that this is our relationship, okay, for this case, okay, for this case. So we know that this is our relationship. Now if this is your VCE voltage, so here, okay, for this case, here if you put IC is equal to 0, okay, then VCC will be equal to VCE, so that is your point, VCC, okay, VCE point. So to get the another point here at this, so what will we do? We put the VCE is equal to 0. So if we put VCE is equal to 0, then VCC will be IC into RC, and you can get IC VCC over RC. So that will be your second point. So if you just draw a line here, that will be your Q point. Okay, so this is the graphical way for the calculation of the Q point. Now let's look at the actual analysis. Okay, so this is a typical amplified circuit using BJT, and we want to perform the DC analysis first. What we want to do? We want to do the DC analysis. So if you want to do the DC analysis, the rule is, okay, replace all voltage sources with short circuit. Okay, and if you get the like we are getting the capacitors here. Okay, so replace capacitors with open circuit. Okay, because we know that DC current cannot pass through the capacitor, so capacitor acts as open circuit, high impedance for the DC. So we will make the capacitors as open circuit. So if you see here, if you make the open circuit here, so this will be the open circuit, this capacitor will be gone, this will be the open circuit, this will be gone, this will be the open circuit. So this whole part, because this is an open circuit, no current will be flowing, this whole part will be gone. We will left with only this circuit. And we know very well that how we can solve this circuit, that we just calculate the VB here, which will be R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied with VCC. Then we can calculate the IB, PE and the rest of this stuff. So we know very well how we can do this. Okay, so like the last example which we did. Okay, we can apply like we can collect VB, or like we know that these run parallel, we get the VThevenin. Okay, that will be VBB, and RThevenin is basically R1 parallel with R2 like we did in the last example, and then the rest of the circuit. Okay, we just apply IB. Okay, we can like if we just apply the KVL here, we can drive this relationship, because we know that IE is beta plus 1 IB. We can calculate IE, then we can calculate VCE here. Okay, the same relationship. If we want to calculate VC, so that will be VCC minus IC into RC. Okay, and if you have this RE here, so that will actually also add up here. Okay, so by using this relationship, we can calculate this the DC analysis. We could have different kind of BJTs. Okay, like we learned earlier. Okay, we could have fixed base bias circuit with emitter, resistor, voltage divider. So this circuit is basically called as voltage divider circuit. Okay, because voltage is being divided due to this parallel network. Okay, now let's see if we have different kind of configuration. For example, fixed base bias circuit. So this is a circuit. Fixed base bias circuit means now the base is being biased through your main supply. Bias means its power, DC power, is being supplied through the main supply here. Okay, so through this base resistance, it is being supplied through the main supply. So this is actually called as a common emitter, because if you see here, the emitter is ground. So we have learned earlier, if the emitter is ground and the connection is look like this one, it's called common emitter configuration. So to solve this, it's very simple. Okay, the first thing is locate the capacitors and replace them with the open circuit. Okay, so make it open circuit here, make it open circuit here. So what will we have? We will have only this network. Okay, we just replace them. Then we can simply use the KVL here. Okay, for example, if you just have a look here. Okay, in the first part, if you just apply the KVL here, so what will be the KVL look like here? If you just want to calculate, for example, so this is the VCC, so this point is the VBE. Okay, so you have a resistor RB, this is your VCC, this is your VBE. So what will be the current? VCC minus VBE divided by RB. Okay, or if you want to write, this is the one way. Other way, for example, if you want to write VCC, that will be equal to IB into RB, the voltage drop here, plus this voltage drop. Okay, so that will be the equation for this case. Okay, for this slope. Similarly, you can write the equation here. For example, if you want to get VC, so that will be equal to VCC minus the voltage drop here. Okay, so by just using these strategies, we can easily calculate the rest of the things. Okay, whatever we want to get. This is the example we will solve during the live session. There is another circuit. So we have the fixed bias from the, and we have an emitter resistor here. Okay, so the only difference here is there is no emitter resistor here. Now we are adding the emitter resistor here. Okay, the procedure is same. Locate the capacitor, remove them. You will get the simple circuit like this. Okay, and just try to solve that. Okay, now here if you like look at this loop, the first loop. Okay, for example here the first loop, if you just remove them, so this loop look like this one. Okay, now here if you want to write the equation for the IB, so what will be the equation for the IB here? Okay, so here is emitter resistor has been added. Okay, now the equation for the IB, it will be different. Okay, if you will try to write it, so IB will be like this, VCC minus we have the voltage drop here. Okay, this voltage drop that voltage drop, basically the base emitter voltage drop divided by the resistance RB, okay, plus RE resistance. So we know that the relationship between IB and RB is beta plus 1 times IB. So this resistance will be beta plus 1 times RE. Okay, so if you just write the KVL equation here like we did earlier on, okay, we can also drive this relationship. Okay, so this will be the IB, then we can calculate VE and similarly go on for this case. Okay, so for example for this case, if we try to write the KVL here, so what will be the KVL? Start from here, VCC minus voltage drop here, IC into RC minus voltage drop here, VCE minus the voltage drop across the emitter, IE into RE is equal to 0. So that will be the KVL equation for this case. So use them and you can get the rest of the things. Okay, so this is the KVL for this case, and they have derived the same relationship which I have told you. Examples we will solve. Voltage divider biasing configuration, the same configuration which we did earlier. Remove them. So this is your original configuration which we just did in the last lecture. Okay, so we can solve this using the same case. Okay, the last voltage divider, yes, voltage divider we did this last time. For now, this is example. We will solve this in the live session. Okay. So that is the end of the first part of this lecture. Thank you very much for your time.